This is my mountain bike. Bought it back in 2017. I was in college. I rode it a lot in college and grad school. I haven't really touched it since I've been married, but I just rode it a couple weekends ago and forgot how much fun it was. So I think I'm gonna do some maintenance and maybe a couple cheap upgrades on the bike. Definitely don't want to do any expensive upgrades, but there's definitely some cost-effective upgrades that are worth the money that will actually make a big improvement. Number one thing I'm thinking about is changing out the old plastic pedals for some pedals with metal studs in them, because there is nothing left to have traction left on these pedals. I started off just doing a quick wash of the frame. And you can see my chain is filthy. I've never cleaned it before. So I got some of this WD-40 bike degreaser to clean the drivetrain, specifically the chain and cassette. I used a piece of cardboard to shield the disc brakes while I sprayed degreaser. You really don't want this stuff on your disc brakes because it can contaminate them and then you can lose braking power. The degreaser is supposed to sit on the chain and cassette for a couple minutes so that it has a chance to kind of eat away at the grease. And then I just use some of these like blue shop towels and also a microfiber cloth to clean the grease off as I cycle through the chain. Next, I washed off any leftover degreaser with some water, and then I let my bike air dry out in the sun before I applied some chain lube. And you really want to apply this chain lube right after cleaning your bike so that you keep the chain from rusting. And then wipe off any extra chain lube with a microfiber cloth. The main budget upgrade I wanted to do was replace my stock plastic pedals with some metal studded pedals. An important tip to remember when replacing the pedals is that the left pedal is reverse threaded, so it's lefty tighty and righty loosey. My friend Aaron had an extra set of Chester race face pedals that he wasn't using, so he gave them to me for free. When he bought his bike used, it had these yellow pedals, but he swapped them out with some green Chester race face pedals that matched his bike better, so I just scrubbed these with some dish soap and they look almost new. Alright, I'm going to replace the inner tubes on my bike now. They're pretty old. They held air for the whole day when I went mountain biking at Spider Mountain, but a week later they were pretty flat, so they definitely have a slow leak and it's time to replace them. Alright, so to do this, you just need a set of new inner tubes, a set of these little like levers to pry the tire off, and then I'll need a new pump to air them up. I have quick release wheels. Okay, yep, that came out pretty easy. I've never removed this back wheel before. I know the chain is gonna move and stuff. It's loose, but how do I get it off the derailleur? Okay, that wasn't too bad. Oh yeah, that made it easier. Okay, cool. Yes, definitely way easier when there's most of the air out of the tube. Sweet. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize I had this. My wheels are already taped. Does that mean they could be tubeless? Can this wheel be tubeless? I'm not really sure. I don't know. If someone knows if this can be switched to tubeless, please let me know. I'm curious. Old inner tubes from 2017 coming out. If you air this up a little first, it's easier to get it situated around the wheel. So you just line the valve hole with the valve up. Just gonna push that through like that. I feel like this is probably gonna be the hardest part. All right, how did I get it? Oh, no way, okay. All right, gonna air it up. Sweet, did I do it? That wasn't terrible. Okay, first inner tube I've ever changed, so it was not as horrible as I thought it might be. Gotta make sure I line the disc brake in that little slot right there. Okay. Okay, all right. Front wheel is good, nice. Now the back one. Got about 40 PSI. All right, second tire's aired up. Let's throw it back on. I think this will be more tricky. This is where it's probably gonna be helpful to, like, wish I had like 3 hands. Okay, I think I got it. So now I will just tighten it down. Man, the back wheel is not easy. The front wheel is a million times easier. Ugh. All right. Got the quick release close back down. All right, it works. All right, I think that's gonna conclude my maintenance and bike upgrades. I think one of the best things I did was get these new pedals from my friend because they've got metal studs in them, and I had completely worn off the plastic studs on the pedals that came with this bike. My tires aren't gonna go flat anymore, so that's kind of key for riding a bike. This was just full of grease and gunk. It's totally clean and smooth again now. The gears shift smoother too. They don't make this like clunky sound when you change them. So I just didn't really want to sink any big money into this because I don't know if I'm gonna get back into mountain biking, and if I do, there's a chance I want a better bike than this entry-level one anyways. And yeah, if you would, please consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you on the mountain bike trails soon. If you have any suggestions of other budget upgrades that can help improve my mountain bike without breaking the bank, then please share those in the comments.